Hey, what up, what up, what up? Walk down. It looked like it's gonna rain. Roughly 140. Knock the run out. The weather don't know what it want to do. I think it's like 90 today. It's all good though. It's all good. Well, the House and the Senate, everything's ready to rock. The thing is, will Trump sign that bill that should be on his desk right now while he's at the investment firm? You know, they talking big business at the investment firm. I think I'm gonna go live later and we're gonna watch it and react to it, to what they're talking about. But yeah, a lot of these companies are bringing business to America, but it sounds like that the key to it is that there are people going to come over here, right? But he said that there people going to come over here and train the Americans. That's what he said. So, of course, people are not going to do business in a whole nother country like that and invest that type of, make that type of investment in the country if it ain't like their people, you know, are the ones that's, over here doing the work, at least running the show. Now, the workers, as far as the labor workers, probably going to be, Americans. That's but you should expect that because, I'm not going to invest that type of bread or make that type of investment somewhere without having my system in place. So that, look, it's about to start raining. So that should be like common sense, right? But there's still going to be a lot of jobs out there that can be picked up on now. The wages of the pay, I don't know, what that's going to be on the back end, but I know that the wages in America, it's time for them to go up, because to be honest with you, those prices that we're paying right now, they're not going to go down, guys. You might see gas prices go down because that's what gas prices do. But as far as food and uh, rent and those type of things, and the price it costs to go eat at McDonald's, yeah, those prices are not going to go back to 2020. They say inflation is down, and this, that, and that, but you got to understand what really inflation is. Inflation is really the acceleration of price increases, right? It's just a gauge of the rate, of how much prices go up. It doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to get, like they was, because guess what? I wish bread was 50 cents again. I wish gas was $1 again, and those type of things. I wish a lot of these affordability on houses were what it was in the 90s and the 2000s. But in reality is, yesterday's price is not today's price. The only thing we can do is just dictate on how fast, key point, how fast these prices are going up. That's what inflation is. It's the percentage of the acceleration of the rate that the prices are going up. So if they can keep inflation right around 3% or 2% or whatever, then and not let inflation rise 5%, 6%, 7% or higher, which you got to understand what inflation is. It's the rate of the increase in prices. the acceleration, because guess what? I wish gas was $1. Yeah, that's how old I am, guys. I wish gas was $1 again. I wish bread was 50 cents. I remember when rent in my area was $400 and $500. Living in a good area. I remember all those type of things. And guess what? I can't expect those prices to come back. All I can expect is the rate of increase is not accelerated. That's what inflation is, guys. Because like if you think about it, if you're in business and now you're able to charge $1,500 for rent, and in this example, you're not going to go down. I don't care what government say. You're not going to go down to $1,000 a month rent. It's just not going to happen. Only thing you could do is go along with what the average rate of rent is in the area. And if the average rate rental in the area is not going up, you're not going to raise your prices. So that's how it works, guys. So as inflation go up and the prices of things go up and all this and that, then that's when prices increase at an accelerating rate. So we got to get used to the prices that we're paying for right now. Don't look for too much of a decrease. Just look for no more of an increase. That's all we can look for. That's all we can look for. Because I can't sit here and wish and hope gas go back down to $1. That's not being realistic. So, but the thing is, guys, will Trump sign the bill today? But we got to realize is that no matter if he signed it or not, it's still going to go into law if he don't sign it. If he don't sign it, they still going to release those Epstein files. It's just he got a certain amount of time to sign it. I think it's 30 days. So he don't have to sign it. And a lot of people are thinking that he's not going to sign it. They're just going to let it roll like it's how it's going to roll. Because I think that if he was going to sign it, he would have released them before all this stuff happened. So I would be surprised if he signs it. We'll see. Maybe later. Right now, he's talking investments. So maybe later on tonight, we'll see if he signs it. So we got to know that just because he don't have to sign it, they're going to be released regardless. Just how it works. It passed the House, it passed the Senate, and him signing it would just, make them be released faster. But if he don't sign it, they're still going to be released regardless. That's how it works, guys. So if he just leave it alone, they're going to be released. So we should be expecting, if he don't sign it, we got to see how long he has before they'll be released. I think it's 30 days, if I ain't mistaken. So if anybody in the chat know, let me know how long he has. If he don't sign it and just let go through, how long he has to sign it, if anybody in the chat knows. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm the host and one and only Stock Sniper on the walk down. Yes, a lot going on today, guys. We got the investment forum that's going on about all these countries that are investing in America as far as bringing business and jobs over here. Of course, it's a catch-22, but at the same time, there will be some type of job opportunities. So we're going to wait and see how that works out. In the meantime, we need the Epstein files to be released so we can see what's really going on. But in my opinion, I don't think that some things are going to be left out, guys. I think that's just how it's going to work. Some things are going to be left out, but by now everybody should know. You can't really point one side of the other because everybody is involved, man. We got to understand that, guys. So if you're on the left or if you're on the right, as they call it, or you hate Donald Trump, or you hate Sleepy Joe, or whatever the case may be, what you got to understand, they're both are involved. All of them knew what was going on. You can even go way back to George Bush's dad, who's been dead for some years now. The first George H.W. Bush, I think that's his name. George Bush's dad, that was president before Clinton. That's how far this goes back, guys. This goes back. Hey, what's up to Don? What's up, Alexander? You in South Carolina? No, I'm not. I'm in Texas. But yeah, it goes back, guys. Way back to George Bush, the dad. It goes farther way. It's deep. It goes deep, guys. So we can't just point at one side or the other. You can't do that because it goes deep. Everybody's involved. Anybody who you think is somebody is involved. And we got to understand that. That's what we got to understand. So I hope y'all having a great day. We got 34 people in the building. Hope y'all having a great day, guys. We're on standby right now, waiting to see if Trump gonna sign that bill. But we got to understand, if he don't sign it, whatever they gonna release, it's gonna be released anyway. So that's what we got to understand, guys. So while Trump is making deals and cracking jokes at the investment forum with all the world leaders, with the Saudis, Elon Musk, the shout out to NVIDIA, the CEO of NVIDIA, all these overseas guys, are at this investment forum that's going down right now in Washington, D.C. So while they're doing business, we're waiting on the Epstein files for him to sign it. And in my opinion, shoot, that's the last thing from his mind right now. That's the last thing from his mind right now, guys. So once they release them, we just go through them. We go through them and see what's up and verify that what we already know. And what we already know, Stock Sniper, we already know everybody's involved. Nobody's at the top up there. Whoever you vote for, whoever you support at the top, whatever president, vice president, whatever, everybody's involved. That's what we got to understand, And that's to let us know how corrupt everything is up there. We got to evaluate. Really, we got to evaluate the people that we vote for, man. We got to evaluate the people that we put in office. That's the learning thing that we can get out of this because, we don't know nothing about these people, really, we just want them to do a good job as far as, what they need to be doing for the American people. That's what we have to, really worry about, Of course, nobody likes the situation. And in my opinion, while I think they want to do it like that because they know everybody's emotional and everybody has a sympathy in their heart for these young kids, that's being taken advantage of. And while we're all focusing on that, they got other things going on the back end that is going to build generational wealth for them and their family right now as we speak. So all we can do is, pray for those survivors, right? Look at this stuff to see what's really going on. Don't put too much into it because Jeffrey Epstein, the guy, is gone. All we can do is just dot some I's and cross some T's. And guess what? Get back to work. Get back to putting the work in. Get back to earning, spending less, and making some proper investments. And be a part of this wealth transfer that they're trying to keep us from they're trying to keep us from participating in. We got to understand that. They're trying to keep us away. It's all about control. So we got to understand that. We need a new president now. Well, we need a whole, not just, like I said, you can't just blame him. It's all of them. We need a whole new government system. It ain't just a new president because he's not the only one involved. If you're paying attention, we need to pay attention. Everybody's involved. The new, if we do get a new president, who is going to be? He's more than likely involved too. So we need a new overhaul of everything, and it starts with the people. But as long as they can keep the people divided, right? People, divided, and people so obsessed with this person or that person, it keeps people divided. But what we got to understand, they all friends, guys. Chat, they are all friends. All you got to do is connect the dots. They're all friends, acting like they're not. Just like for a good prime example, they acted like Elon Musk and Donald Trump were enemies. Remember that, guys? Guess what? Elon Musk at all these investments. Elon Musk is with Donald Trump right now. He's right now with Donald Trump. So don't get it twisted. They're not divided, guys. They're together because they understand business. They understand the difference between business and social relationships. That's the thing. They know how to separate the two. That's just like a prosecutor and a district attorney and a judge. Same example. They can go at it. I mean, well, you think they're going to start swinging in the courtroom. But guess what? When court is over and the day is over, they're all at Starbucks together. It's called separating business from normal social life. We can be the best of friends, just like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, or Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, we all know how Kobe Bryant loved Michael Jordan, but then when you get him on the basketball court, you can swear to God they enemies. Same thing with these politicians. But see, they play on the minds of the American people, and they keep us divided. Because if we are divided, they get to do whatever they want to do up there at the top. They get to do whatever they want to do at the top. Because if we get together as far as the American people, it will force them or whoever we elect to do what's right for the people. It's so many of them say, yeah, we'll do this for the people. Yeah, we'll do that for the people. But then on the back end, they're absolutely doing the opposite. We gotta be aware of that. So you can't be the type of person to say, well, Donald Trump, this. We're not really paying attention and be so emotional and understand. Everybody's involved. Everybody knew that guy. Chat. That's what we have to realize. This guy, see, the main thing that those politicians, they be fighting for donations. Yes, they be fighting for donations. They be fighting for the donations of these big billionaires. But of course, the big billionaires want something in return. So that's who has all the power. The top 1%. They don't want the power in our hand, guys. They want us divided. They want us arguing. They want us gossiping. That's what they want us to do. Like I'm saying right now, everybody's worrying about the Epstein files right now. But guess what they're doing on the back end right now as we speak? Everybody's working business deals and business plans. Everybody's plot planning and strategizing on the other end. That's what they're doing right now as we speak. Because guess what? Those Epstein files are on Donald Trump's desk right now. Right now. They're already on his desk. They've been on his desk since this morning. And he haven't went and signed them yet. Like I said, that is the last thing from their mind right now. Only people that's really worrying about that is us. That's it. Meanwhile, they're plotting and planning on how to spend the American taxpayers' money to convert it into wealth for them and their families and their friends. That's what they're doing right now. Newsom. Newsom know about all of them involved. Chad, Newsom, whoever you name, all of them knew Epstein. All of them knew what was going on. That's what we got to understand. Only person I think that probably don't know what's going on, and if they don't know, they all of them know. I was about to say J.D. Vance because he's young, but all of them knew. All of them know. You know, because we got to remember, Epstein was a big donor. Epstein was a big donor to campaigns, guys. A big donor. He was big time, you know? And that's what they do up there. They promise certain big timers, this. I need your vote. I need your donation money. That's what they do. We'll sweep this up under the rug. You know, as long as you're giving 100 million. You know, you're talking and you're talking about me and how good I am to the people, because the people look up to the billionaires, you know, when it comes to the business world. You're donating. And once other people see, oh wow, this big time billionaire donate to my campaign, they make everybody else donate. So we gotta think about that. Everybody know that. Everybody knew what Epstein was doing, guys. Everybody. Ain't nobody safe. Nobody's safe. Especially on the high level. Newsom. Any person you name that's up there, that's even close to being in the talks of running for president or whatever on a high level, all of them knew Jeffrey Epstein. All of them. All those governors. All of them knew this guy. All of them knew what was going on. And that's what we got to, and that's what we got to have to understand. I don't care if you a Democrat. You got to understand the Democrats are guilty just as well. Clinton, Bush, all of them knew what was going on with Jeffrey Epstein. All of them knew. Don't get it twisted of what I said. I'm not saying all of them participated, but they all knew what that guy was about, what he was doing on that island. All of them knew what he was doing, guys. And guess what? If you know and just ain't saying nothing because he's giving you hundreds of millions of dollars, you just as guilty. That's what we got to understand. That's what we're going to find out when these files come out. They're already starting to come out as we speak, little bits and pieces. Because one thing we know about them, they're going to tell on one another. They're going to blame one another. This person going to blame that person. This person don't damn blame that person. Like right now, people are trying to blame Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the only one. If you're going to blame Donald Trump, you got to blame Obama. You got to blame Joe Biden. You got to blame Kamala Harris. You got to blame George Bush. You got to blame Clinton. You got to blame Hillary. You got to blame Papa Bush. Because they're all connected. They're all connected. Got to remember that it ain't that many people up there in the 1%, guys. It's not that many of people, and they all know each other very, very well. You have to know the 1% have to do business with each other, guys. It's just only common sense. Donald Trump been knowing Putin. Donald Trump knows the president of China. These guys already know each other, because when you're working on a high level like that, you bringing that, you got that much wealth, that has to be generated worldwide. It's bigger than America. When you're making that type of money and you bringing in that type of wealth, your reach and your relationships has to be outside of America. That's how it works. So Donald Trump and all these guys he's meeting with right now, all these world leaders, they got 20 and 30-year relationships, guys. Donald Trump, Putin, China, Netanyahu, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, the King of Saudi Arabia, all these big timers, they they've been doing business with Donald Trump and the rest of these billionaires for 30 or 40 years. See what y'all got to understand, what we got to understand. Donald Trump been a billionaire since the 90s. Think about that for a second. Donald Trump, who's 80 something years old, been a billionaire since the 90s. So trust me. And plus he's in the one thing that requires a lot of connections. What is that field, Stock Sniper, that Donald Trump is in that require a lot of connections? Real estate development. That require a lot of relationships, right? It requires a lot, especially if you're on a high level. Trump Plaza, Trump hotels, those hotels are all over the world, right? So, and they've been all over the world since the 80s. So we got to understand that. We have to understand that these guys already have relationships. They go out to eat. They play golf together. Like we looking at right now. They all play golf together. That's yes. So just because we see them argue and they go back and forth and debate, they don't take it personal. Right? We seen who President Carter's funeral, right? We seen Obama. I think I was live that day. If you was in the live during President Carter's funeral, which all of them was there, we seen Donald Trump and Obama kikiing high and laughing and having a good time. But before then, you would think that Donald Trump and Obama didn't like each other. But if you go back and look and check it out and see how they interacting, they understand business is business. We could be the best of friends, but when it comes to business, we could be direct enemies. And I highlighted that on that live that I did for President Carter's funeral, how Donald Trump and Obama was hanging like they was best of friends. They really are friends. I said it. They best of friends. They all know each other's families, guys. That's just how it works. They all know each other's ancient Chinese secrets. That's why they, and them acting like they don't like Donald Trump, and Donald Trump acting like he don't like them. It's all a stage. It's all a stage. It's not real. It's just for business, and it's just to keep us thinking that the country is divided. It's the number one rule of the art of war: divide and conquer. Long as they keep us divided and worrying about other stuff, they can control the narrative. They can control the narrative, they can control the finances, and they keep the power. And guess what they do? They use the power to get more, they use the power to get more assets for them and their family. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And they all invest in each other's investments. They all do. They all invest in each other's endeavors. That's what they do, guys. What did Obama do now? Obama didn't do anything. He just be the same thing Obama always do. But what I was saying was, uh, we would think that Obama and Donald Trump don't like each other, but they're actually very good friends. They're actually good friends. So we got to understand that. And their job, politics is real, real ugly. You know, it's kind of like in a courtroom, you got a judge, and then you got a prosecutor, and you got a defense, and then you got people in the audience. And their job is to try to prove the other person wrong. And the other person's job is to prove the other person wrong. Meanwhile, you got the judge right there that's just there to mediate. You know, it's similar to that. But then at the same time, if you on trial and your lawyers in good with the judge, they can go meet and play golf with each other. The judge, the prosecutor, and the defense lawyer could go meet and work out a good deal. You know, you throw them something under the table and make your whole situation go away. Politics is very similar to that. Very, very similar to that. So their job is to keep us divided. That's their job. And they took a play out of the old book, The Art of War. They understand. That's why it's a red and a blue. That's why the Democrats are red. I mean, the Democrats are blue, and the Republicans are red. It's systematically set up like it's a gang, Bloods and Crips. It's systematically set up like that to keep the two divided. As far as the people, we have to understand that. We gotta understand that. So wait, man, we know all this stock sniper. What should we do? We should make sure you stay on your job. Make sure you go to work. Make sure you are spending less, and making sure you use some proper investments. Because at the end of the day, it really don't matter who you vote for. It really don't matter who the president is. If you have a good, stable job, and you spending less, and you making some good, proper investments, and you raising your family, and you teaching your family and the people you know and love, and you spreading the word at the same time. Appreciate y'all for joining me. This is the walk down, 4-mile run. And I'm 32 minutes in. I'm about 1.5 miles on the walk. Appreciate y'all for joining me, man. I'm just out here exercising, training for a marathon. But the main thing is, will Trump sign the Epstein files to be released? It's already on his desk, ready to rock and roll. I'm waiting. We've been waiting since this morning. Will he sign the bill to release the Epstein files? Will he do it? In my opinion, he should already did it. It should be done already. But as of right now, before I went live, it hasn't been done yet. Maybe while I'm speaking, he's signing it right now. I lost my lighter earlier, and I swear I seen Tan Flash and smelled. Okay. Lucky luck. Unfortunately, it's been so long, nobody would ever believe anything they release on the Epstein files. It depends on who names in there. That's what it depends, I think. Because I really believe some things are not going to be in that bill. Some things are not going to be in there. I just want it to be over with, because I pretty much know everybody's involved. Everybody that's high level in politics is involved. That's the honest truth. Way back from the from the 80s, way back from George Bush's dad. All of them are connected, and that's the truth. So but as Americans, we got to come together, guys. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I hope that they don't have us too divided with Democrat and Republican and left and right. You know, now that's the new thing now. There's dividing us even more by saying far right, far left. That was very seldom used. You know, now they're using that language on a regular basis now. Anybody that's been following this stuff as long as I have should know that that those specific words that they're using these days wasn't used as much back in the 90s or the 80s. Now they're saying far left, far right more than ever. You know, it's now it's more of a division tactic. Well, back in the day, that terminology of left or right was talking about the aisle, because when they're inside of those chambers, the Republicans on one side, the Democrats on the other side. That's where that came from. Now they're using that not just to describe a certain setting inside of the chambers, they're using that as terminology to further divide the people. That's why they're using that far, far left, far, far right, and all these other terminologies on a regular basis. They're trying to divide us even more. Because once you divide a people, you could conquer, you could get all the money, all the power, and all the assets, and keep them right where you want them to be. We got to remember that. And hopefully, with enough of this internet, thank God for the internet, we are getting more educated and understanding that a lot of people are talking about these things in 2025. Thank God for the internet, because a lot of these things that we're talking about, these are the things that need to be discussed, right? That the people that run the country, the people that we elect, what else? Because our everyday life is dictated what those guys do that we elect. Everything, the roads, how the roads are, the bridges, everything in life, it has something to do with who we have up there in office. And we have to come together, and we have to educate ourselves, and we got to pay attention to what's going on. That way, we can come together as a people and do what's really right, and stop all the scamming, stop all the corruption, and stop all the hate. That's what we gotta have to do, Chad. That's what we gotta do. Epstein had a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress and heels in the Epstein home. That's why I've been saying they're all connected. They're all connected. But we the people gotta come together. That's what we have to do, guys. We gotta get rid of this, get rid of this blue and red. Get rid of this left and right. We gotta get rid of that. And only we the people can do that. Only we the people gonna be able to do that. We're gonna have to get rid of all that stuff, and realize it's only one color, and that's we the people. That's all it is we the people. That's the only thing that it is. And once we come together as a country, as a people, as a community, only then will America be better than it's ever been. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. Hopefully by the time I go live tonight, we will see if Donald Trump gonna sign to release the Epstein files. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. This is the end of the walk down. 4-mile run, a 1.5-mile walk. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Appreciate y'all for joining me. This is the one and only Stock Sniper. Earn, spend less, and invest. And with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. To the next one. Y'all have a great evening. I'm out.